In the heart of the Middle East, amidst years of sanctions, wars, and political isolation, Iraq attempted to defy global constraints and build its own military deterrence. One of its most ambitious undertakings was a missile system designed to slip under the radar of international watchdogs. This missile was called the Al-Samoud, or steadfast, in Arabic. A symbol of resistance, ambition, and controversy, Al-Samoud was at the center of a technological and political battle that echoed around the world. Scene 1. Origins and Development. Narrator. The Al-Samoud missile was born in secrecy, developed by Iraq during the late 1990s and early 2000s, under the leadership of Saddam Hussein. After the Gulf War of 1991, Iraq was subjected to strict weapons inspections and disarmament under United Nations Security Council Resolution 687. This banned Iraq from possessing any missile with a range exceeding 150 kilometers. Despite these restrictions, Iraq sought to preserve and advance its ballistic missile technology. Iraqi scientists, many of whom had worked on previous missile programs like the Scud-based Al-Hussein and Al-Abbas, were reassigned to new, covert programs. Among them, the Al-Samoud. The program began in earnest in the mid to late 1990s. Interview-style voice as if from an arms expert. Al-Samoud was an attempt to create a modern, liquid-fueled tactical missile. It wasn't as crude as the older Scud variants. It had better guidance, better propulsion, and it could be rapidly deployed. Scene 2. Design and Capabilities. Narrator. The Al-Samoud missile was a single-stage, liquid-fueled ballistic missile. It bore resemblance to the Soviet Scud, but was smaller and lighter. Based partially on designs of the Soviet SA-2 S-75 Divina surface-to-air missile, the Al-Samoud was re-engineered to serve as a surface-to-surface weapon. Its estimated specifications included range, initially advertised under 150 kilometers, but many test launches exceeded 180 kilometers, violating UN regulations. Payload, around 280 to 300 kilograms, often high explosives. Guidance, inertial guidance system, which meant it had limited accuracy, typical of short-range ballistic missiles of the era. Mobility, mounted on transporter erector launchers (TELs), allowing fast movement and increased survivability. Voiceover missile expert. In a strategic sense, Al-Samoud was never meant to defeat a superpower. It was about deterring regional adversaries, sending a political message as much as a military one. Scene 3. UN Inspections and Controversy. Narrator. The development of the Al-Samoud did not go unnoticed. As United Nations weapons inspectors returned to Iraq in the early 2000s under UNMOVIC, they began discovering components and production facilities for the missile. In early 2003, just months before the US-led invasion, inspectors reported that Iraq possessed dozens of Al-Samoud 2 missiles, and they were being mass-produced. Tests showed that the missile's range exceeded the 150 kilometers limit, some reached as far as 183 kilometers. UNMOVIC declared this a breach of international law, and demanded that Iraq destroy the missiles. Historic voice clip, UN speech simulated. These missiles are prohibited. Iraq has violated its obligations under the Security Council resolutions. Narrator. In a rare moment of compliance, Iraq agreed to destroy the missiles. Beginning in March 2003, Iraqi technicians dismantled dozens of Al-Samoud missiles under the supervision of UN inspectors. But many believed this was too little, too late. Scene 4. The Invasion and Aftermath. Narrator. Just weeks later, on March 20, 2003, the United States and its allies launched the invasion of Iraq. The official justification included Iraq's suspected possession of weapons of mass destruction. WMDs, including ballistic missiles like Al-Samoud. Ironically, the Al-Samoud was one of the only confirmed prohibited weapons Iraq actually possessed at the time. But by the time the invasion began, most of the missiles had already been destroyed. Those that remained were either hidden or quickly captured by advancing coalition forces. No WMDs were ever found, and the controversy surrounding Iraq's missile programs, especially Al-Samoud, became a symbol of the flawed intelligence and political narratives that led to the war. Scene 5. Legacy and Lessons. Narrator. Today, the Al-Samoud missile remains a footnote in the larger story of Iraq's conflicts with the international community. Technologically, it was modest, but politically, it was explosive. It embodied the clash between sovereignty and sanctions, defiance and diplomacy. Expert voice. It wasn't a superweapon, but it represented something far greater, a state's desperation to reassert power, and the world's determination to contain it. Narrator closing lines. The Al-Samoud missile may never have flown in war, but its shadow loomed large over one of the most consequential decisions of the 21st century, the invasion of Iraq. A missile that,